I wanted to congratulate you
On.
for proving that relative density doesn't work.
There you go.
Yeah, you showed that relative density cannot explain what we observe.
Yep.
Yep. So you're ready to accept gravity then?
No,
Why not?
because it's nonsense, Brenda.
What's nonsense about it?
When I let go of an object, Brenda, does the object move through three-dimensional space towards the Earth?
Yes, it moves. Yes.
The object moves, so there's acceleration at play.
Yes. That's what gravity is, an acceleration.
Why is there no displacement of the gas in the liquid?
There is displacement of gas.
When I drop
When
a
it falls,
when I drop a vessel with gas and liquid in it, there's no displacement occurring.
well, because they all fall at the same speed.
That's you special pleading for magical nonsense, Brenda. Gas and liquids do not act like solids. They displace under conditions of acceleration. Where have you ever witnessed such a phenomena of acceleration of gas and liquid and they act like a solid?
All things.
No.
The theory, the gravity, the hypothesis of gravity is that everything moves at the same speed.
Brenda, what's that founded upon? What's the practicality that that's founded upon, Brenda?
Galileo did experiments and he observed gravity.
Brenda, what are the practical references that the invocation of an accelerative force that can accelerate gas and liquid at the same time so that they act like solids, what is that founded upon? Give me one demonstration.
It's founded on the experiments by Galileo.
Which experiments?
The inclined plane experiments, where he rolled objects down an inclined plane.
What's that got to do with gas and water displacing under conditions of acceleration?
Gas and water are matter just like anything else.
Gas and water displace under acceleration, Brenda. Do you understand that in aviation they had to engineer the fuselage so that they could limit the amount of displacement of fluid so that it didn't imbalance the aircraft in flight? Do you comprehend that, Brenda?
So solids,
Brenda,
gases,
Brenda,
and liquids.
Brenda.
I'm trying to explain it to you.
But I'm speaking, Brenda, and I'm not finished. And I want a concession. I want a response. Do you comprehend?
You stopped talking.
I'm asking you. Do you comprehend that in engineering we seek to solve these issues because gas and liquid displace under conditions of acceleration?
Solids, gases, and liquids are all made of atoms. Atoms have mass, and they are all attracted to the Earth because of the Earth's gravitational field.
Brenda, I know that you're using circular reasoning and starting from your already presupposed...
That's not circular.
You're starting from a presupposed position. Now I'm asking you, Brenda...
No, it's not presupposed, it's observed.
But you're asserting that there's a magic acceleration that accelerates gas and liquid so that they appear to be solids and no displacement occurs, Brenda.
No, that's not the theory. The theory is that there is an apparent force of attraction for all things that have mass. Gas and liquids have mass, just like solids do, so they all accelerate.
No, they don't, Brenda. When we accelerate...
Yes, they do.
You cannot...
It's observed.
Brenda, in reality, I'm talking about reality now, Brenda, no mathematical fantasy world. In reality...
Based on experiments. This is based on observations, Del. It's not fantasy.
Where's your experiments that demonstrate gas and liquid not displacing under conditions of acceleration?
I told you.
Galileo rolling
Yes.
solids down an inclined plane has got nothing to do with gas and liquids displacing under conditions of acceleration. Why are you...
Yes, it does.
No,
yes,
not.
It does,
No.
because they are all made of... They all have mass.
Yes.
That's what they have in common.
Yes.
And that's the common property that they have that causes them to be accelerated in gravity.
Brenda, what's that founded upon?
Experimentations and observations.
Where are the experiments? Where can I recreate an experiment where I can witness gas and liquid not displacing under conditions of acceleration?
We're not talking about that. We're talking about them having mass.
Brenda, we're talking about gas and liquid show displacement under conditions of acceleration. That's a fact. Okay?
Now, what do you mean by displacement then? Maybe that's the problem. Maybe we understand that differently.
If I accelerate a vessel with gas and liquid, they displace. So if I accelerate a vessel with liquid and gas in it, the liquid moves to the back and the gas towards the direction of acceleration. Every single time, Brenda. Every time.
Yeah.
Right?
That's because of inertia. You know what inertia is.
Brenda. So when I let the object go, and I'm using this loosely in free fall, I do not witness any displacement of gas and liquid, so there's no acceleration at play.
Oh, I don't know what you mean by let go. So if you have a bottle filled with water and you let it go, the whole bottle of water accelerates, all of it.
What, the bottle, the water and the gas all accelerate at exactly the same time?
Oh, now there's gas in the bottle?
Of course. So if it's the bottle's half filled with water and there's gas in it, and I let it go, you saying that they all accelerate at the same rate?
Yes, they do.
Where would you get that notion from, Bender? Where have you ever witnessed that in your life?
I witnessed it in your experiment where you dropped a bottle with, what was it, a bolt in it? And the bolt accelerated at the same rate as the bottle and the water in it.
Didn't it? Because it was moving when I was holding onto the bottle, and when I let the bottle drop, the object within the water stopped moving, Brenda. That
experiment proved that the water and the bolt accelerated at the same speed.
How do you get a solid, a gas, and a liquid all to accelerate at the exact same time?
With gravity. You filled a bottle.
Brenda, listen, I know that you're saying gravity. What's it founded upon? What other example in reality do you have that you can demonstrate that you can accelerate gas and liquid so that they do not displace? You're just going to use circular reasoning and refer to the drop, the downward directional vector.
I haven't used circular reasoning at all. I'm referring to an experiment conducted by Galileo.
But what, rolling a solid piece of matter down an inclined plane?
Yeah.
What's that got to do with gas and liquid? Do you understand that solids, gas, and liquids are different?
No, they're not.
Yes,
they all have mass.
They have different behavioural properties. Solids are not fluid. Gas and liquid are fluids.
But they have a common property, which is mass.
Yes, that's the only thing they have in common.
That's why the bolt didn't fall to the bottom of the bottle until it hit the ground.
Yeah, because it was no longer in contact with the reference frame.
No, because it was accelerating as fast as the water inside that bottle. They all accelerated at the same speed.
So Brenda, buoyancy and density are factors of gravity, you would claim in your model.
Yeah, things are buoyant because of gravity.
Right, so why does density and buoyancy disappear? Why does gravity stop acting as density and buoyancy as soon as the bottle's let go?
The buoyant force wasn't enough.
Where did gravity go?
I was trying to explain.
When I let the bottle go and the object was moving through the water as I was holding it, but as soon as I let the bottle go, the object stops moving through it. So where did gravity go?
That's right.
Where did gravity go?
No, it didn't go anywhere.
So it just magic. So it knew they were in free fall, so decided it was going to accelerate them all at the same rate.
They were all falling at the same speed.
No,
when you let it go.
Not when I was holding them, Brenda.
Yeah, because you were applying a force.
Yes, which is?
You applied an upward force with your muscles.
Exactly, Brenda, an upward force. And that is the force. As soon as I let go of the bottle, the force is no longer present. Brenda, you've just tripped yourself up. As soon as I let go of the bottle, the upward force is no longer present, so density and buoyancy all go away.
No, they don't go away.
You've just proved my point, Brenda, and you don't even know it.
No, Dal, when you let go of the bottle, gravity affects both the water and the bolt at the same way. In the same way, they accelerate with the same speed. That's what the theory of gravity says. It says that everything with mass accelerates at the same speed. Mm-hmm. A 1 pound lead weight and a 20-pound lead weight will fall at the same speed. Mm-hmm. And so will 10 pounds of water. 10 pounds of water will fall at the same speed as 1 pound of lead. They'll all fall at the same speed.
So the water, the gas, the liquid, the gas, and the bottle are all accelerating at the same speed.
Yes, when
Yes,
they're
Brenda,
in free fall.
I comprehend your model's idiotic claims, Brenda. What's it founded upon? Where was the practical reference in order to come up with that ridiculous gibberish?
It was founded on experimental observations.
Of
Galileo and people since him.
what materials was he using?
He used various materials, cylinders and balls,
Did he use gas and
and
liquid?
other materials.
Did he use gas? Did he use gas and liquid?
I don't think he did.
No, because it doesn't show any displacement, which would defeat his
does-
whole premise.
It doesn't matter because
does matter,
gas and
Brenda.
liquid.
Brenda, listen,
Del-
listen. I'm gonna offer you up here, Brenda. Right? I'm a man of the
Del?
real. Listen, I'm a man of the real world. I base my understanding on real practicality and how things operate and function within actual reality. Now, any vessel that's accelerated with gas and liquid, we have displacement. That's a fundamental, everyday fact that you can ignore if you like, Brenda. Right? But it's a fact, regardless of your beliefs. Okay? Now, you want to ignore that and invoke a special, listen, you want to invoke a special type of acceleration, Brenda, that we have no access to, that we cannot recreate, that we cannot demonstrate in any way, shape or form, Brenda.
That's not true.
That's
you
true.
can recreate it anytime you want. And for one thing, Del, I would appreciate it. Del, please allow me to finish my sentences. You know, have some manners. No, I'm serious.
Brenda,
I'm serious.
You're
Be
here,
a man. Be a man. Be a man. Be a man, and have some manners. Have some manners, Del.
Absurdities, Brenda, and you want me to have manners for your preposterous
Yes,
gibberish.
yes, I do. Yes.
Okay, Brenda.
Yes, I do.
You continue to dig yourself into a hole. Carry on.
So the point is that solids, liquids, and gases all have mass. Gravity is about a force that acts on masses, regardless of whether they're solid, liquid, or gas, and they all accelerate at the same speed. It doesn't act on the water as a whole. It acts on each individual molecule of the water or the gas, each individual. And the reason they disperse, in your experiments, is because of inertia.
So is this invisible thing, as you say, every molecule? Is it get tentacles that attach to every molecule? And I mean, how does this thing function? What are the mechanisms of this thing, Brenda? It's really difficult to comprehend this.
I understand.
Otherworldly, fantastical nonsense. But I'll try my best to get to understand it.
Yeah. I don't know what the exact mechanism is. Nobody does know what the exact. People are working on quantum gravity, but they don't know yet. That doesn't change what we have observed in our experiments. We observe these things happen.
Brenda, in my experiments, I don't observe any displacement, so there's no acceleration.
Displacement is due to inertia, Del.
Displacement of gas and liquid happens at 100% of the time under conditions of acceleration, Brenda.
It didn't happen when you dropped that bottle.
That's because there's no acceleration at play, Brenda.
The bottle definitely accelerated. It accelerated the moment it left your hand and stopped accelerating when it hit the ground.
Brenda, prove it.
You just have to measure it. You measure
what?
it's
Measure what?
If you measure,
do you understand Einstein's equivalence principle, Brenda?
The speed of the bottle.
Do you understand and comprehend Einstein's equivalence principle?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So even he told you that it could be either or, Brenda. So it could be the Earth that's moving uniformly, or if we existed in a uniform gravitational field, there would be no way for human beings to tell the difference. However, Brenda, only one of those propositions can be practically demonstrated.
The thing is that gravity is a universal force. It applies in all reference frames.
Brenda, I know your rhetoric. Okay, I comprehend your cult rhetoric.
Yeah.
I'm asking you if you comprehend it, which obviously
I do.
You don't. So do you deny Einstein's equivalence principle?
I do not.
Okay, so were you saying that when I let an object go and I'm saying to you, prove that it's the object that moves through three-dimensional space, and you're saying it can be measured? What are you actually measuring, Brenda? Are you measuring the object as the thing moving through three-dimensional space?
You're measuring its speed relative to the frame that you are in.
And how are you going to distinguish whether it's the frame of reference that you're within that's moving or the object?
For gravity, it's not going to matter because gravity is a fundamental force that's the same in
Brenda,
all reference frames.
How are you going to establish that it's the object that's moving through three-dimensional space and not the Earth? How would you establish that?
All movement is relative. It's not objective. There's no such thing as objective movement. Movement is relative to the frame that you are in.
And there is no downward acceleration, Brenda.
Huh?
There is no downward acceleration.
If you take the video that you made with that bottle of water with the bolt in it and measured the speed of that bottle, you will see that it accelerates.
No, it doesn't, Brenda. There's no displacement of the gas and liquid. There is no acceleration.
Yeah. Because it's in free fall.
Brenda, I know the equivalence principle. It could be either or. I'm lending it to you, right? That I could say that it could be either or. It could be the Earth that's moving uniformly, or we could be in some, mystical gravitational field, okay? Yeah. But, however, Brenda, under conditions as a human being of acceleration of gas and liquid, 100% of the time, an established fundamental fact, we get displacement of gas and liquid under conditions of acceleration.
Well, you showed that that's not true because the container, the plastic bottle, the water in the bottle, the air in the bottle, and the bolt in the water all accelerated at the same speed. Therefore, there was no displacement.
Yeah. So Brenda, you're requesting a magic, otherworldly, magical force that can accelerate gas and liquid as if they act like solids, which is total and utter lunacy.
No, what we do,
Brenda,
yes,
there's engineers every single day who are devising better methodology for transporting gas and liquids. I gave you an example of the fuselage and aircraft where they had to devise and re-engineer so that there wasn't any sloshing of the liquid within the aircraft as acceleration and change in direction happened. You comprehend that, Brenda?
That's right. Due to inertia. That's inertia.
That's what happens under conditions of acceleration.
No, those are inertial forces, but that's because
under acceleration. Under acceleration.
That's because the fuel in the fuselage of the plane isn't in free fall. Brenda, it's not in a free fall.
But you keep referring to this special pleading, Brenda. You don't get to use circular reasoning. No. You're starting from your.
I haven't.
Brenda, you're starting from a presupposed position that the Earth's a globe with a uniform gravitational field. And requesting special conditions of acceleration of gas and liquid. You're a lunatic, Brenda. Total and utter buffoon.
No, don't insult people, right?
Brenda,
if you disagree, just disagree.
Brenda,
just let.
It's buffoonery. I'm not going to sit here and tolerate utter lunacy. It's quite clearly you're the one that's offering it. I'm merely pointing out that it's buffoonery. Okay.
My lunacy is based on observations and experiments. Yours is just nuh-uh. That's Brenda, all you have is nuh-uh.
Where's your observation of gas and liquid accelerating at the same rate so that they appear to act like solids? Where have you ever witnessed that, Brenda?
I didn't say that. I said that they have the same property, which is mass, which will accelerate.
So they act like solids. So they act like solids.
No, they just have similar properties. They have a common property, which is mass.
But they don't displace under conditions of acceleration if you're claiming it's an acceleration.
Yeah, displacement is due to inertia.
Brenda, you're asking for a tractor beam Star Wars acceleration where the bottle, the gas and the liquid are all accelerating at exactly the same rate so that it just appears like they're stationary. That's what you're
right.
That's what you're asking for.
Yes, you're right. It is like a tractor beam because the gravitational field is everywhere. Just like the electromagnetic field is everywhere.
Wait, how did you establish this gravitational field, Brenda? What is a field?
Fields are part of quantum field theory, and they are fundamental properties of space and time.
Ali, can you isolate them and demonstrate them?
You can isolate the electromagnetic field, and you can use it to send radio waves and electricity.
You just talked about a uniform gravitational field. Now, can you isolate it and demonstrate it for me, Brenda?
We don't know the exact mechanism for gravity like we do for electricity. We can create electricity because we understand how it's generated. We don't have a generator for the gravitational field other than large masses like the Earth.
I can use motion to generate a gravitational field, Brenda.
No, motion doesn't generate a gravitational
field. What's a centrifuge?
A centrifuge spins rapidly.
So it doesn't generate a gravitational, directionality.
No, it doesn't.
Are you a lunatic, Brenda? You're denying more reality. So if I go inside the sticky wall, right, and it rotates, and I get plastered to the outside wall of that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's not gravity.
That's exactly what gravity is. Listen, Brenda. Gravity is just merely the directional vector. The reason we have weight, density layers, right? Now I can recreate these things using motion, Brenda. Can you?
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes,
you cannot generate a gravitational field, Brenda, with just.
If I horizontally accelerate a vessel with different materials of density, they sort themselves in density layers, right?
Yes, they do. Absolutely. You're right.
The directional vector is the opposite of the travel of the acceleration. Right? I can recreate
Absolutely.
Right, that's fine. So I'm using motion to recreate it. Now, can you recreate that with your theoretical gravitational field?
Well, I can create the density column within the influence of a gravitational field like the Earth.
What do you mean?
Just like on my table, right? I can create a density
circular
field.
Reasoning again, Brenda.
That's not circular
reasoning.
Yes,
it is. You're starting from a presupposition that the Earth's already a sphere with a gravitational field, and you're utilising natural phenomena to express your bias. No, that's not what I'm saying to you, Brenda. I can change the directional vector, using motion. Can you change the directional vector using a gravitational theoretical field?
Only by moving the source, which would be a large mass. By the way,
so we would have to be away from Earth, are you saying, Brenda? Is that what you're saying?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the first part.
Are you saying in order to recreate your proposition, we would have to be away from Earth and some other?
We don't have a way to independently create gravitational fields outside of just a large mass. We just don't have a way to do that.
Right, so it's nonsense, Brenda.
That doesn't mean it's nonsense.
Of course it is, Brenda. My proposition, I can recreate it. I can invert the directional vector, and I can invert the density layers, and I can create weight utilising motion.
Yeah, because you're inputting kinetic energy into the system, Del. And by the way, Del, presuppositions are not begging the question.
Yeah,
those are different.
Brenda.
No,
you're just running circles.
I'm not using circular reasoning. Brenda. I am not. You don't understand what these words mean.
Okey-doke.
You shouldn't use them if you don't know what they mean.
Brenda, you can waffle all you like. You're talking.
I'm not
total
waffling.
Crap. Right?
Del, I've been very polite, systematic, and I've answered every question.
No, you've not.
And I have not lied, and I'm not using circular reasoning.
You're lying all the time, Brenda.
I am not.
Yes, you are.
And when
you don't know what a gravitational
horizontal
field is, you cannot recreate a gravitational field. You cannot isolate any aspect of this gravitational field. Yet I can recreate every one of those things utilising motion. So who's telling lies? Who's telling lies, Brenda?
I haven't said that I can create a gravitational field. Nobody can. People
because it's nonsense. Because it's nonsense.
Then no, it doesn't follow that because we can't generate it, it's nonsense. That doesn't follow.
Okay, well, my ability to have tractor beam eyes that can project laser burning devices, my ability to fly, are all true. And they're all true. Just because I can't recreate it for you right now, Brenda, does not nullify the fact that I can achieve these things.
That's correct. The fact that you can't fly, that you can't recreate it, doesn't prove that you don't have those properties. What shows that you don't have those properties is that you can't do it at all.
Brenda, I can't fly. I don't have tractor beam eyes. But under
Okay,
your,
show it.
and your reasoning, then I have that ability.
I can give the justification for everything I say, and by referring to experiments since Galileo's inclined experiments and all the experiments since then confirm what people say about gravity from Galileo, Newton, and Einstein, and hopefully someday quantum field theory gravity.
Here's the thing. I don't disagree, Brenda, that we have a directional vector and that we have a density layering and a blah blah blah. What I disagree with is the cause of that.
Yeah, I know. You definitely proved that it isn't relative density, though. Good for you on that.
Yeah. And gravity.
I haven't seen any refutation of gravity yet.
There's no acceleration at play.
If you review that video and count the frames, I think you'll find that bottle is accelerating at the same speed as the water and the bolt inside of the water.
Yeah.
All accelerating at the same speed.
That's the special pleading bit that I'm talking about, Brenda.
That's not special pleading. That's a prediction.
Of course it is. Do you think
no, it's a prediction. I'm making a prediction.
So are we going to have aircraft in the future that can accelerate without the fluid and the fuselage displacing?
That's a different phenomenon, Del.
No,
that's inertia.
It's acceleration, Brenda.
The fact that it's accelerating doesn't mean it's necessarily gravity.
But motion does create what we call gravity, Brenda.
No, it doesn't. It creates acceleration, but that not just because it's acceleration doesn't mean it's gravity.
So in a rotational, frame of reference, we refer to it as G-force. What are they talking about, Brenda?
What is who talking about where?
When it's referred to as G-force in regards to a rotational reference frame, and we experience
rotational.
An increase in,
I don't know.
An increase in our weight. So if I'm in a centrifuge, Brenda, you know how they train, fighter pilots and they put them in a centrifuge to see how much G's they can withstand. What does the G refer to?
It refers to gravity.
Right. So what is creating gravity?
They're not creating gravity. Well, a centrifuge does not create gravity.
Why are they calling it gravity? Why are they calling it G?
Because it's similar.
It's the same thing. Motion is what creates it.
Thing.
Brenda, these are the practical things that you want to deny and you want to twist and obfuscate, right? They call it G-force because you're creating a vector, right? And you're increasing your body weight depending on how fast you rotate the reference frame.
Yeah, it's still not the centrifuge isn't creating a gravitational field.
So what's it creating?
It's not what's happening.
No, it's not creating a gravitational field because gravitational fields are mathematical concepts. They're not actual real things.
Mathematical concepts can refer to real things.
Where is the gravitational field? Have you isolated it?
So if I have the mathematical concept of a dozen eggs, right? I'm referring to a dozen eggs.
Which are real tangible things. Now, where is the tangible, isolated gravitational field?
The observed phenomenon that we see by observations and experiments. It's the theory of gravity is confirmed by observations made by people. Yeah, it is.
That's it. So gravitational fields are mathematical concepts.
We don't have a mechanism. We don't have a mechanism for it yet.
Because it's gibberish. You'll never have a mechanism because it's nonsense, Brenda.
That doesn't follow that because we don't understand it completely, that that's not real. That doesn't follow.
Maybe somewhere along the line mathematically it'll advance, but it's never going to be established as being part of our objective reality.
It's absolute. Gravity is absolutely a part of our objective reality.
The directional vector and the fact that we have density layers and that we have weight as a fact, it's a fundamental fact of reality, Brenda. You are correct. The cause of that, however, is certainly not due to some mathematical concept of a gravitational field.
The cause of it is gravity, which we can describe mathematically.
The effects you call gravity. The effects are what you're calling gravity, right?
Yes.
That's the same. It's the same thing. Right, we're talking about the same thing.
We don't know.
Now the cause is the issue here, Brenda. You're talking
we don't know that.
Yes, I know
We
you
don't know that cause.
I know, because it's conceptual, mathematical, nonsense.
No.
Field theory.
We observe it, so it's got to be real. It's got to be real because we observe it. We can describe it. We don't know the mechanism.
The natural phenomena is true, Brenda. The natural phenomena is true. However, your interpretation of the natural phenomena and your applications through the mathematical process are incorrect.
No. We can observe a phenomenon and describe it mathematically without understanding it fully. We don't fully understand gravity. We do have a good understanding of electromagnetism. That's why we can generate electrical fields with a motor, right?
Using motion again.
A moving electric charge creates an electromagnetic field.
Yes, motion.
Yeah.
Motion, Brenda.
We don't have a way of generating a gravitational field.
Yes, we do. It's called motion.
No, it doesn't work.
Brenda, it does work. I can invert. Listen, Brenda, I can invert the density layers, the directional vector, and I can alter the weight of any mass using motion.
Yeah, I think we're just at an impasse, but it's been nice speaking to you, and I hope maybe you can just calm down a little bit, right?
Don't start trying to add hom now, Brenda, because you've been
That's
spanked.
not an ad hom. That's not an ad hom.
You want to leave it on a sour note that I've somehow
I'm trying to.
Because I'm animated, or you don't like the way I'm speaking. This is the way you always act, Brenda, when you're in defeat.
No.
And you want to run away. Why not just bow your head in shame and run away with all the other drivel? Just go. Just press the button and leave.
Yeah, okay.
See you later. Thanks for your time.
Thank you for the discussion.
Thank you.